Morning team, great to see you again. Sorry it's been a wee while since I've made a video, but just been super busy on the weekends, been away, but we're back. We've got a big spring summer ahead of us in New Zealand, and I'm out here at Lake Hayes. Springtime, best time in my opinion, because you've got some of the chicks and the juveniles coming through, and just that interaction between the animals is incredible. So it's been a pretty quiet morning so far. I'm just trying to see whether this is still the best spot. It's a spot I frequent, but it's the landscape's changed quite a lot. A lot of rain's come through, so I can't get as close, and I'm kind of blocked here. So unless something comes past, it's going to be pretty tough. But let's see how we go, and fingers crossed. I can hear something, but I just can't see it. I think it's just on the back side of this here. Just making sure that my tripod's nice and level in the water. That way when I start to pan, it doesn't pan at an angle, pans nice and flat. Well, I've had a couple of New Zealand sculps coming up nice and close, but it's not really what we're targeting today. We're trying to find some small, maybe some crested grebe chicks or something. So it's not really working out at the moment. I'm starting to think it might be time to try and find another location. It's great to see the birds are coming up nice and close, but it's just not the right type of bird that I'm targeting this morning. And it's always good to have a target. It's good to have a goal. We've got some shots. They're not amazing, but I think it's time, just to move around, try and find another spot, just see if they aren't hiding out somewhere else. Frustrating because I nearly started on the other side of the lake this morning, but I decided that this was going to be the best side, and I'm starting to think the crested grebes and some of the other species that we find here might actually be over there. So I reckon it's worth the trip. It's a bit of a do or die mission though. If I get there and there's no birds, I feel like the light's going to be too high in the sky to make anything else work. So let's give it a go, see how we fare, and if not, it's still been a great morning outside rather than being in bed. I was on my way to the other side of the lake, but we managed to find some pied shags that are actually nesting, which is exactly the kind of thing that I wanted to find this morning. Obviously crested grebes was my target, but I'll take pied shags or cormorants nesting, and I can see at least kind of 5 birds here nesting, which is just crazy. It's just awesome, and check out some of this footage. And I'm so lucky to have the 800mm because it's so important if you are targeting animals during spring and that mating season, and when they're producing, you need to be careful that you don't disturb what they're up to or stress the animals out. So being able to stay this far away and still being able to get some great footage and photos is what it's all about. So if you are going out, just be careful, stay well clear of the animals, let them do their thing, and don't get involved, because stressing the animals, frightening them, all those kind of things will affect what they do. So you don't want them to abandon their nests. So this is an extremely exciting thing. I can see at least 3 of them at the moment, but there's a few more that are just covered. I'm just going to stick around here for a little while, and then I'll head off, because again, I just don't want to disturb their activity. I just want to let them do their thing. So we found our target species today, the crested grebe. Fortunately, I've lost them, so I took a couple of photos, not very good, but they were coming this way, so I've kind of gone ahead of them to try and find a little spot to capture them as they move in. Unfortunately, they haven't followed me, so I'm not too sure whether they stopped and went back the other way, or whether they're still making their way down this way and they just haven't quite made it here yet. So it's a tough decision of whether I stick or whether I double back and try and see whether they stopped in another bay. So I might wait here a couple more minutes, and if I don't see them, I'll rush back. How frustrating! I think I've lost them. Unless they're in this deep cover here, I think they doubled back a lot earlier than I decided to, and they're long gone. So I'll walk back along here one more time, but if they're not there, then I might make my way across to another spot and see if we can't get some before we finish up for this morning. This is bloody perfect. So we've got a bunch of crested grebes kind of cycling through this area here. So I think if we wait long enough, we should get our target species. This is really exciting. That courtship kind of springtime behaviour. You know, behaviour in birds is exactly what we want to photograph. Perfectly blind because they can't see us when they're coming past, and even if they can, by the time they cycle around the corner, it's too late. It's a shame. Well, there's heaps of them. There's two here, and then there's two coming through here as well. Now, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'm so glad we're able to get the crested grebe, as you know, that was our target species for this morning. And yeah, what a time to be out and about. I know that's not spring everywhere in the world, but it is down here in New Zealand and Australia. So if you've got any questions, pop them down in the comments section. Otherwise, I will see you next week.